So a leading platform came to me 6 months late and $2 million over budget. The product had a real market demand, it had executive support, it had a full development team, and yet it was completely stuck. Now everyone assumed the only way out was to fire the team and start over. We didn't fire anyone. We launched in 3 months and saved $120,000 on the project burn. And here is exactly how. Let's talk about it. First, let me tell you why project like this stall. It's almost never the thing everyone blames. It's not lazy developers, it's not bad technology, but it's misalignment. See, the business team wanted one thing, then the offshore developer built another, and the regulatory complexity, well, that was been handled by the people who would have never shipped a regulated product before. Now, here's the part that makes it really dangerous. From the outside, the project actually looked busy. Weekly calls are happening, new features, updated timeline, but understand this, no one in the building could answer one simple question. What does done actually look like, right? What's the definition of done? And when a project can't define done, it isn't delayed, it's drifting. So when leadership brought me in, here is what we actually did. And I want to be very specific because the specifics are the lesson. For the first 2 weeks, that was a full audit, code, workflow, compliance, and we didn't touch a single feature yet. We just figured out what had actually been built, what worked, and what was quietly broken underneath. And what we found was telling. You see, the code wasn't the disaster everyone feared. The documentation was. Nobody had written down the user journeys, the specs, or the regulatory requirements. So every developer was guessing, and every guess pointed in a slightly different direction. So we rebuilt the documentation from scratch. Flows, user journeys, specs, and for the first time, the business side and the tech side were actually reading the same map. This is the part most rescue jobs gets wrong. We did not replace the team because the team had context. They knew the code base, and firing them would have thrown away 6 months of hard-won knowledge and reset the clock to zero. What they lacked wasn't skill, it was structure. So we gave it to them. Defined sprints, real QA cycles, clear demo expectations, and one accountability structure. So everyone knew who owned what. And I sat in between the business and the developers doing one job nobody was doing. Translation. Turning business intent into technical clarity in the language both sides could actually act on. So 3 months later, the product launched. The project burn dropped by $120,000. User growth after launch was 300%, and it was fully compliant because this time compliance was designed in, not blotted. So here is the framework underneath it. If your project feels similar, audit before you act, rebuild the documentation before you rebuild the code, and fix the structure before you blame the people. Because most failing projects, they don't need a new team. They need someone to realign the one they already have. So if your build is late, over budget, or just drifting, I want you to reset the urge to start over, because starting over usually is the most expensive decision in the room. And this is the work I do. If any of this sounded like your project, well, there is a link below to book a free strategy call. No pitch, just 30 minutes. We'll find your top 3 risks and map out a realistic path forward, because you are not starting over, you are starting right.